Wow, right, yeah, I didn't realise it had started there, but it has 6 seconds in. I didn't notice until 3. Well, hello to you if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, the sort of upload bit. That's the word for it, I suppose, isn't it? So Adrienne is here, Beverly is here. Hi to you guys. Great to see everyone, actually. 7 people online already, so let me see if I can ascertain who else is here. Gail K, hi to you. Da, 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 da. Got a feat of scrolling. Mrs. Tyler J, hi to you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to everyone. Michelle My Bell is here as well. Thanks all for joining us today. Well, tonight, because it is tonight here and where I am in my little part of the world at the moment, we're going to do the usual reading stuff. And I'm going to talk a bit about amazing spirit thing that I found out about today. And you know when there's a spirit guide or some kind of new influence around you, because like you hear about it, you think, oh, and then you keep hearing about it. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, someone mentions it. And it's been that kind of day today. And this is Marie Louise, sorry, with one L, who is a horse spirit. And she is very, very amazing. So I'll talk about that a bit later. We'll get cracking with the show, I think. Vicky Lope have been sending emails and they are bouncing back. Oh, well, I've got a lot of trouble at the moment, Vicky, with internet connections. And I don't know if I think it's because of the internet connection. My Gmail thing times out, and sometimes I get messages that are 4 or 5 days old that I've never seen before. It's really most annoying. But what is good is I seem to be on live and it seems to be working, and this is good news, really. So please keep on trying, Vicky. What you could do, Vicky, is you can send me a message on my coffee page. Where is it there? Just going across the screen. That's the web address of my coffee page, and it's down there in the description below this video as well. Coffee.com/twig, and you can actually send me a direct message on there. I might just possibly get that. You never know. Adrienne, will you win the lottery this month? There is a question. Well, I'll tell you what, I will try that for you, Adrienne. I really will actually try that because I think it's an interesting one. But let's put it on the screen and get the energy flowing. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not sure about that, right? I'm really not sure about that. But hey, it's going to be fun, isn't it? It's going to be fun. So let's have a look. Let's make that the first thing of the evening. Whoa, right, a card just jumped out of the deck while I was shuffling. Right, not the card you might be hoping for, Adrienne. This is the Queen of Swords, right? And she takes no nonsense. But the interesting thing about her is, right, she will support you. She will help you. She will be with you. And this energy of the Queen of Swords will be with you if you have a good plan. So if you've got a good plan for what to do with the money, you know, then there's a good chance don't know if you'll win the jackpot and millions and billions or whatever, but, you know, there's a good chance, basically, because the Queen of Swords, as I say, doesn't suffer fools gladly, no nonsense. But if you hit her up with a good plan, if you've got a good plan in your mind and good things that you want to do with the lottery cash, you might very well get somewhere. Let's just douse for that one as well with the pendulum. Okay, will Adrienne win the lottery this month? I wonder. Ooh, it's giving me a very small yes. I think you might get a couple of dollars out of it. I don't know. I really don't see a jackpot happening there. But if you do win the jackpot, I'm sure it's all because of me. So you can buy me like an iPhone 12 or something if you want then. So it's up to you, really. You know, but anyway, Linda Bishop is here. Jennifer Durocher is here from rainy Michigan, and it's rainy Wales, actually, at this moment in time. It's really been raining, which is great because my garden was getting so dry. Water it all the time, but it sort of gets you nowhere in this weather because the sun just bakes all the water off as soon as you turn the hose pipe off. So yeah, pretty good to have some rain. Actually, makes a change, and it makes it feel like Wales as well, which is a good thing really, because it is Wales and that's what it's all about. So Rupali is here. Let me see. Linda Bishop, lottery is my retire plan. Yes, it's my sort of retirement plan as well, to be quite honest. Hi, Sandy G. And Sandy says, hi, everyone in the room. And of course, that goes for everyone who's watching the repeat, the replay, the upload, whatever you want to call it. Anyone who's watching but not watching live. The way energy works, there's no time scale involved, really. So your energy is here and now, and I'm sure you'll find something as the show goes on that will catch your interest and say something to you. Sounds like I'm blowing my own sort of bullhorn there, doesn't it? But not really, it's the spirit guides I work with. They're remarkably good at drawing people together and getting people to watch the right thing at the right time. Absolutely amazing creatures they are. Beverly says, Andy at 2:30, headed to walk with the kids. We'll draw you a card from my spirit guide. Will you draw a card from my spirit guide to see me? Detouring is better for me. Right, I think we've lost something in typos there, or maybe it's the internet or something. Because my internet is weird, things time out, and lots of apps just decide that, it's not working. Whereas if they didn't time out and they took their time, things might come up. But there we go. Okay, Beverly, what we got here is the sun. So it's a pretty good yes on this one, Beverly. Right, and it's kind of an unexpected yes as well, because what's going on here, we've got the two adult queens there, the Queen of Swords yet again, second, two cards, two Queen of Swords appearances, and there's also the Queen of Cups. No, is it? Yeah, the Queen of Cups is there as well. And Alice has got a crown on too, and she is wondering if she's really allowed to kind of sit at the high table with these queens. But she is. Yeah, this is what the sun is all about. It's number 19, so it's pretty close to the closing stages of the major arcana. So the journey is kind of... the journey's played out on this one quite a lot, Beverly. You might not be expecting to succeed, but success is weird like that. It comes along when you're least expecting it. So I hope that helps you, Beverly. And doesn't sound like a great fun afternoon altogether, but our kids are fun. You'll have some fun with them. I had some fun with my daughter today. I went to see my daughter, and we went into town with her friend because she had an interview. And hi, Debbie, by the way. Nice to see you. So all good stuff with kids, really. All good stuff. It really is. Okay, now then, here we go. Sandy G says, hi, Andy, can you please pull a card for me? I'm going to do that most certainly, Sandy. But first, I'm going to put the tarot deck down, having kind of shuffled the newness out of it. What deck are we drawn to here? It's going to be an angel card for you, Sandy. From Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno. Great big cards, really hard to get hold of now, but I was lucky. I got mine about 12 years ago now, and they really show their age as well, actually. But anyway, let's put you up on the screen there. Oh yeah, and as Adrienne says, do not forget to start your full moon manifestations, guys, because that is coming up. That is coming up in the next 24 hours, actually. Really busy week going on at the moment with astrology. We've had full moon. We've had the end of Mercury retrograde. No, we haven't had full moon. What did we have? We had the summer solstice on Monday. End of Mercury retrograde on Tuesday. Right now, it's Wednesday. And check out today's 60-second tarot for a little bit about what's going on in astrology today to go with the card. Then tomorrow, it's full moon. And, well, really hectic week, really busy week. But, it gets like that sometimes. And it gets slow sometimes. So it's kind of good to have a bit of craziness going on to improve things, to move things on. For you, Sandy G, we have fuel, spelled like that with the P. There she is. Okay, and she is, as far as I can remember, the angel of Monday. I'm really forgetful about things like that, but I think she's associated with the energy of Monday. There is a crescent moon in the background, and there she is on the sea, and there's a pentacle swimming towards her. So I'm taking that as an indication of you and where you're at the moment, Sandy. I would imagine quite a lot of, I think I can see tears, actually. I don't think it's been an easy time for you just lately. And actually, it hasn't been for anyone because we just come through. The end of this Mercury retrograde was a kicker. It wasn't too bad to begin with, but the last week of it, wow, loads of trouble here, loads of trouble for lots of people. I'm aware of it. So be aware, Sandy, that, you know, whatever's really been bringing you down, that energy is going to lift the pressure. It's going to come off because she doesn't look super happy in this card, but she looks like she's okay. She looks like she's kind of in control, and she looks like she's sort of back on top. And there are pentagrams everywhere, so there is a lot of positive spiritual energy around you at the moment, Sandy. But maybe in your meditation, maybe in your prayers, it would be no bad thing, actually, to ask the angel Fuel for help. I'm sure she will help you, actually, if you ask her. So again, Adrienne says, hit that thumbs up for the video. Please do, friends, whether you're watching now or watching in the future, please hit that thumbs up button. It makes a big difference to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm delighted to say that I checked earlier, and I'm now on 2,010 subscribers, and YouTube does kind of quite often take a load of subs off you. I was on 2,000 last week, and then it went down to 1997, and then a couple of days ago back to 2,000, and now 2,010. So thanks everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because there are more videos coming all the time, and it just helps to show the YouTube algorithm who's boss, which is you, which is how it should be, actually, because it's your YouTube. Otherwise, why do they call it you something? You know, think of that. Anyway, Rupali, let us pull some cards for Rupali at this point. Does Jay check up on my social media? Is he thinking of contacting me? We'll do cards, but we'll start with pendulum, actually, Rupali. And I hope life is treating you good at this moment, my friend. So does Jay check up on my social media? First question. Very, very little movement going on. I mean, it's like a D shape, so it's yes and no. He doesn't worry too much. What I'm being told, Rupali, is he doesn't worry too much about social media. Excuse me, actually, Hiccup says I'm right. He doesn't worry too much about social media, and that's actually quite a good attitude. Social media is great fun. I'm on it all the time, you know. Check out my Facebook, Twig Brother. Type in Twig Brother, and you probably get my Facebook page. I hope you do. And I'm on Instagram and stuff as well, and I love it. But it's very easy to get the wrong impression about somebody on social media. Pulled a card for you, Rupali, and it's number 9. It's the Hermit. All right. So he's kind of that whole question of social media. He's sort of retreating away from it. And I've asked about him in this card, so this is more him than you. He's kind of going into himself a bit. Okay. Is he thinking of contacting you? Yes, he certainly is thinking about contacting you, but social media isn't going to be a thing with this one, Rupali. Hope that helps you, my friend, and I wish you total luck with that. Hi, Sharon, and anyone I missed. Multitasking at work, says Adrienne. You're great, Adrienne, and thanks for all your support over my iPhone, by the way. I still haven't cleared it all off. I've got to back up everything into my laptop, and then I'm going to do that reset thing and see if it fixes the microphone. But ironically, the same gadget I was using to record for YouTube on about 5-6 years ago, I dusted it off and charged it up, and that is actually working. It's an iPod Touch. It's quite an old one. It's got a cracked, broken screen. It's only got 16 gig memory, which means that if you put more than about 3 gig into it, it says it's full. But yeah, it's making videos. It's definitely making videos. So I'm okay for now. But thanks for that, Adrienne. I'm going to keep on trying there. Jean Miller is here. Hi to you. Heard about me from Seascape. Brilliant. Well, that's great. Well, welcome, Jean. It's nice, really nice to have you with us. Really, it is. Okay, now then, I know I missed some requests there. Okie dokie. Gail K. Let's go to Gail K. Andy, how about a message from my guides? I've been having anxiety because of my brother's attitude. Maybe my guides can put my anxiety to rest. Well, I'm sure they would want to put your anxiety to rest, actually, Gail. Let's see if anything comes to me. Okay. Right, your brother's attitude is kind of fake, right, Gail? What he's telling you isn't how he really feels. He's trying to kind of fight something off. I'm going to look into the tarot deck now and see if we get any wisdom coming in this way. Let's see what we have. Right, okay, the situation is going to change. What we've got here is the Five of Pentacles, Gail. And if you can see, Alice is being dragged away from this door. And it says at the top of the door, Queen Alice. So she rightfully belongs on the other side of that door. But she's not the queen yet, which is why the footman is dragging her away. It's not time to be allowed in. And this is you and your brother. It's not time yet for him to kind of let you in to his innermost thoughts. So please kind of, it's very difficult to say, please don't be anxious, because people either are or they're not. But the situation is going to change. It's going to change for the better. And things are actually going to settle quite a lot on that. So, thanks for your question, Gail. I totally wish you all the best with that. And, I hope it irons itself out for you. GG, welcome. Thank you for being here. This is great. May I have a card, please, Andy? Tarot again. I'm always told what deck to use. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other decks with me at this very moment. And the pendulums, but it seems to be tarot pretty much all the way so far, apart from that angel card there. So let's see what we've got. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Right, abundance is coming your way, Gigi, and I'm being told that this is actually a lot to do, not exactly just with astrology, but with the spiritual aspect of astrology. In other words, Mercury Retrograde has ended, so you're going to get some communication. I believe it's coming in pretty soon. I believe within a matter of days, you're going to get some mail, whether that's an email or a brown envelope through the door, I don't know, but things are definitely looking up. But there are things you're going to have to do to make this money happen. It's not going to be super easy. You're going to basically have to encourage the situation to happen. But look at the abundance of nature that's showing through in this card. It's all there. There's going to be some nice low-hanging fruit for you, Gigi. I think there's been some anxiety there as well. I'm feeling that. And hi, Cat Mama, by the way. Me, howdy to you. But yeah, things changing for the better, and abundance actually coming in, which is always great news, is it not? Linda Bishop, Andy, I had a dream with you in it. You surprised me by giving me a small yacht. Ah, interesting. I had a dream involving a small yacht quite a long time ago now, actually, but there's no time in the spirit world. That's always the way. And it was really nice. This lady passed away, and she wasn't exactly a personal friend of mine, but I knew her well. This is a small area, and she ran the local auction house, and I used to have an eBay shop and buy stuff to resell from her auction. So I knew her by sight for years and years, and she served in the local shop as well, so we'd say hello and stuff. And she was found, sadly, passed away in her garden about last October, I believe it was. And anyway, I had a dream. I was on this yacht and I was in Greece, but I couldn't get off the yacht because I didn't have a passport. And even if I did have, I wouldn't have had a visa to get into Greece. So people were bringing me food onto the yacht, and it was really, really warm. Also, I had no shoes. So that's another reason I couldn't go onto the land. But it was a really, really nice dream on this little yacht. Everything was luxurious. Everything was provided. And right at the end of this dream, this lady, whose name was Sue Parker, by the way, this lady appeared and said to me, "Bet you enjoyed that, didn't you?" You know, and spirit people are great like that. They kind of see a light around you if you're a spiritual person as well, and they'll kind of feed you something nice. So something interesting going on there, Linda. But you know, a yacht, it's a journey across water, which sort of represents emotions and also pagan spirituality to a very large degree, because whatever pagan traditions we look back to, all the different pagan and Celtic traditions, they all tend to involve water one way or another, because it's a cleansing force and it symbolizes the flow of abundance, you see. So you are going places, Linda Bishop. I'm pretty well sure of that. Interesting. Sherry Landry is here. Hello, Sherry. I haven't heard from you for absolutely ages. Right. You're wondering if you should move. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Right, the Ascended Masters deck. Look, the writing is wearing off this deck. It's getting all like white at the edges where all the paint is wearing off, or the ink or whatever it is, the dye that they put on the cardboard is wearing, because I've used it so much for so long. But here we go. It's a good one. It really is. So from this Doreen Virtue Ascended Masters deck for Sherry Landry Newman. It's really good to hear from you, Sherry, but I'm sort of aware of some health issues, you know. Okay, card I've got, I shall do 2 cards on this. I've been told to do 2 for you. But what we've got here, first one, Katumi, stay focused, right? And look at, you know, how penetrating those eyes of his are. So someone in the spirit world is most definitely keeping an eye on you, and it's someone from the really, you know, quite high up in the spirit realms, and it's stay focused on you. Okay, I feel that saying it's not time to move. Excuse me, I feel that saying it's not time to move yet, but it will be time to move, probably before very long. Next card I've got, though, is crystals, and this is a great way to stay focused, actually, working with crystals, and it'll primp your intuition, Cherry, if you work with crystals. Okay, it'll primp up your intuition. It's Epona, okay, riding on this beautiful white unicorn here off into the distance. So you two are going places, Cherry, and you will move. It's not a bad idea at all, but just focus on things really kind of close to home, things really important to you, and think about your health as well, my friend. Really important. Some of my friends here have been with me for about the last 3 years, and Cherry is one of them in a big way. I was doing some lives a few years ago when you only needed 100 subscribers to go live, and then YouTube changed it to 1,000, and it took me like 4 years to get back to it, but I got there in the end. But thanks for your support, Cherry, all the way, and yeah, do that is the way to go. Okay, so Cat Mama, here we go. All right, Cat Mama, we need Uncle Andy for help. Nino, my 1-year-old tuxedo cat, pushed out the window screen last night. My cats are strictly indoors. Saw him this morning, but he wouldn't come. Will I get him back? Is he okay? Right. Wow. That for a minute there, I had a shock. When you said window screen, I kind of thought you meant car windscreen, and then I realised it's what you have on the windows to keep insects out. We should have them in UK, a really practical thing to have, but for some reason we don't. Okay, so he's still with us, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a pendulum one to start with. Okay. Excuse me. Something needs to heal, right? It's there's some kind of frequency in your house, like a noise, not your fault, a noise around the house, some kind of frequency that's made him uncomfortable there. He wants to come back. I'm sure of that. Let's just ask that question of the pendulum. Will he come back? Will I get him back? The answer's yes. Quite a big yes. Quite a big swing of the pendulum there. So I'm sure of that one. Now then, is he okay? Second question. Is he okay? That's a yes, right? But it's a small yes. He's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable. Is someone operating radio equipment or something like that near to your house? Have you got a 5G mast or something like that there, Cat Mama? Something along those lines. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to get into the 5G conspiracy theory stuff. We've all got our own ideas about that. But yeah, Julie M says, I bet he's hungry, if nothing else. And, you know, hunger will bring him back. He doesn't really want to be away from you. It's nothing you've done, you know. So you guys are okay. He's okay. Pendulum says you'll get him back big style. It was a real big circle there. So don't worry too much about him. Don't give up on him. And if you get a chance, kind of go out to him. I bet he doesn't run away from you if you go out to him. There's just something he's uncomfortable with in your house. Not your fault at all. You put food out. Really good. Really good. Yeah, I think as long as you sort of keep the faith, but by putting food out, the cat will understand that you're trying to keep the faith. I think that way it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay somewhere. I just mean I think that's the way it's going to be okay. Now then, while we're on the animal realms, let us go to Sandy. Sandy G, hi, thanks for joining us. Hi, Andy. I have a little dog. I am pet sitting and I am very concerned about him. Can you give me a message? Okay. Don't know what the tarot's going to tell me about this, but I'm drawn to the tarot again. So we'll do some tarot. See where we go. Oh, thanks for that, Sherry. Wonderful person. I like to think so. I'm probably not that wonderful. You only see the, you know, kind of wonderful side of me. I do less wonderful things sometimes. I'm afraid I do. I have to admit it. But yeah, thanks. I think I deserve to succeed. I've been going at it for blinking donkey's years. Really have. But I'm getting there. No complaints. 2K subs. Took me 4 years to get from 100 subs to 1,000 subs. Took me 6 months to get from 1,000 subs to 2,000 subs. So we're gathering speed here. We really are. Anyway, shuffling all the while I'm saying all that. And Sandy's question. Right. Little dog that Sandy G is pet sitting. Very concerned about him. Can you give me a message? I feel a sense of concern, actually. I do feel a sense of concern about him. Let's just draw out a card. Right, there's been big changes in this little dog's life, really. You know, big changes. And I don't know if that's the reason why you're having to pet sit him at the moment, but there have been big changes in his life. And he's okay, right? It's just he's uncomfortable at the moment, and he's getting used to a new way of being, which isn't easy for him. I feel it's good between you guys. I think he likes you. It's just he'd like to be with his regular people, just because that whole territorial thing with dogs is quite important to him. The card I've got here is Judgment, and it's all about things coming into balance, you know, and this is it, you know. It just needs to be more balanced. He needs to feel that things aren't out of whack, basically. All right. I'm sure he's going to be okay. Let's do another card on that. Yeah, okay. 5 of Wands, right? There's some kind of pointless nonsense battle been going on around him. Okay. He's out of sorts. His world has changed. It's going to be okay, though. He is. Right, be extra nice to him. I wouldn't worry about him too much, though. You know, just be extra nice, and he'll be okay. You know, you show animals kindness; it speaks volumes. You know, it's the language of animals, really, to show them kindness. So, you know, really wish you well, and I wish him well. Sounds a nice little dog, actually, really does. Yeah. So GGB is sending love and light to the little pup, which is a real nice thing to do. And Sandy says, I think he really likes being here. Yeah, I do feel it's good between you and him. I think he's happy there. Just keep on showing him kindness. Keep on doing what you're doing. It's going to be good. It really is. Sharon Sipe is with us. Hello. Nice to see you, Sharon. Thanks so much for joining us. My mod without a spanner, because for some reason I can't add a spanner. You know, when someone's a moderator, they get the blue spanner thing. I keep trying. I haven't managed it yet, but maybe this is Linux. See, I don't like sending money to Bill Gates, and I'm not mad on spending money on Apple products either, although Apple products do work a lot better. So I use Linux, and it's weird with some things. But it's absolutely stellar for getting these live videos going, actually. It seems to do really well at that. Okay. Now then, Jennifer. Here we go. Jennifer Durocher. Can Spirit advise me how to find a mate? Okay. Right. What their advice is going to be is not so much how to find a mate directly, but it's kind of personal advice for you, and it's not to change you in any way, okay? It's just to get you more in the zone of where you're going to kind of be magnetic and attract that to you. Hello, Celtic Tarot Sheila. Really nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Great stuff. It's always good to see Sheila. How's your day, Sheila? Good, I hope. Good, I hope. Okay, right. So, Jennifer, on that very question, Anna, grandmother of Jesus. More on Jesus' mother coming up when I talk about Maya Luid, the horse. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay, so what needs to happen, Jennifer, is you need to get your head around the fact that a good relationship, right, it's kind of obviously you want it to be a lasting thing, maybe even a lifelong thing. Why not? I mean, that's really what we're hoping for, isn't it? You know, when we go into a relationship, and it says laying foundations, right? So seeding the light and laying foundations. Seeding the light is all about making it real, you know. Don't just visualize what you want, Jennifer. Believe it can happen, okay? And don't believe it's going to happen in the future. Visualize it's happening now, okay? Because something is coming together. It also says at the bottom there, right at the end, divine plan. Don't know if you can see that. The words on these cards don't show up brilliantly well, but you know, the divine plan is that you will find one, okay? You will. Just do your best to keep believing it. It's not easy to keep on believing all the time. I know, you know, believe me. Believing things, there you go, believe me. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel sometimes as well. And if it's meant to be, it'll come into being. And I think it is meant to be from that card, you know, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Sounds very solid, sounds very concrete to me. So best of luck, Jennifer. Sheila says, just waking up from a long nap because I worked last night. Oh, yeah. You know, I keep having naps. It's kind of really odd because I fall asleep for a couple of hours in the afternoon, and I didn't today because I was out with my daughter. But when I have those naps, then I stay up till about 1:30 a.m. and then I wake up at about 7:30 a.m. feeling absolutely exhausted. Naps are supposed to help with that, but they don't always, do they? Just make you feel more exhausted than you did before. Yeah, Jennifer says, nice to know he's out there someday. Yeah, someday, but, you know, visualize it happening and prepare yourself. You know, it says laying foundations. Prepare yourself for this to happen. Back in the day when I was really hoping I'd manifest a female into my life, I always took the attitude that I kind of clean the house up and stuff when I met her, you know. No point cleaning the house just yet because she's obviously not here. And no, that's not the way. Once I cleaned my house up a bit, things were in order and I met someone that was really nice. Didn't actually last, unfortunately, but you know, all you can do is try your best, quite honestly. But yeah, keep that in mind. Yes, good, lasting and lifelong. That is the way to have it, really. Okay, just cut out for you, Sharon. Had to refresh. Yeah, crazy days, you know. It really is. I was saying earlier, I keep getting emails that are 4 or 5 days old that I haven't seen, and I go through my emails every day because it's my work, you know. It's what I do for a living, and you know, people have been waiting for answers to emails for 4 or 5 days, and it's just because the Gmail app times out before it's loaded up because the internet gets so slow. And yeah, connections are really weird like that on the internet. They really are. Okay. Hi, Julie Short, by the way. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm just doing some scrolling, looking for interesting things to do. Right. Hey says, oh, hey to you, by the way. Maybe a few minutes nap is better than an hour's nap. Very possibly. just a little to recharge. That makes sense, you know. And I'd really like, I've always wanted to try what they call polyphasic sleep, where you sleep 4 times a day just for a short time. And people say that, you know, it's exhausting for a few days and then it's really good, really, really good and worth doing. And I'd love to do it, actually. I just don't have the kind of life that supports it, unfortunately. But I'm interested. Maybe one day I'll manage to do that. I think that would be really cool. Cherry says, naps make me more tired and groggy. Yeah, that's how I feel. But, you know, when you get a really good long sleep, I think we all feel, you know, if we had a, you know, a good lie in one day and we've slept for like 10 hours or something, it feels really exhausting when you wake up from that, doesn't it? I really, yeah, I sympathize. I know. Okay. Well, at this point, right, I'm just going to stop doing cards and readings just for a minute, just to let the old batteries recharge. And I want to talk to you tonight about, what's it? Mari Lwyd, right? Lwyd is the Welsh word for grey. And Mari is sort of, I don't know if it's the Welsh word for a mare, a female horse. A horse in Welsh is cefyl. But Mari Lwyd is a horse spirit of a grey horse, a grey mare, and I've got a picture of her on my iPhone, which I'll see if I could show you in the camera here. And I found out loads about this today. Right. There she is, actually, in the stones of Preseli. And she's a horse's skull, basically, with someone dressed up and with ears on, you know, decorated in that kind of pagan style. Now, all I knew before today was that many Welsh houses, particularly old Welsh houses, have a horse buried, you know, a dead horse buried in front of the fireplace, the hearth in the main living room. Because when I had my house converted it was 1994, it needs converting again now, doesn't it? I asked the builders if they'd have a look at the fireplace area for me, because it wasn't really very easy to light a fire there. And they did, but they warned me that if they even saw a hint of a dead horse buried under there, they just wouldn't do any more work, because it's really bad luck to disturb this horse's skeleton. And that's all I knew, was they had this horse thing going on. And today I found out that there's a tradition. And first I found it out in English, and it lost something in translation. In English, they say that Mari Lwyd is a horse spirit who will visit your house and try and trick you into letting her in, and you must keep her out. But then I looked some more into it, into the Welsh side of it, and I know a little bit of Welsh, you know, just enough Welsh words to work out that actually she isn't a bad spirit, she isn't an evil spirit, and you haven't got to try and keep her out. But she will only come in if you win a riddling contest. She comes to your door and she kind of tells you a riddle, and if you can solve the riddle, her spirit will come into your house, you know. And this is actually why there's this Welsh tradition of burying a dead horse in your living room. There doesn't seem to be one in my living room, but the house is so old, maybe the bones have kind of crushed and gone away now. But interesting one. It's a Christmas tradition, actually, so this is just the wrong time of year to be talking about it. And during between Christmas and 12th night, you get groups of 2 people and, well, a third person dressed up as Mari Lwyd with a horse's skull on, like I showed you in the picture. And they'll come to your door, and one of them will sing a riddle, and you have to sing back. And if it all works out, you invite all 3 of them in, and everyone has a drink, which is all good stuff. And the reason for this tradition is, right, this is something they never tell you in the Bible. Maybe they said it in earlier versions of the Bible, I don't know. But when Mary and Joseph had nowhere to have the baby Jesus, and they were put into a stable with a manger of hay, that stable and the manger of hay was reserved for a horse to have a foal, and they dragged the horse out somewhere else to have the foal so that Jesus could be born. And that is such a metaphor for the way the Christian tradition has kind of pulled paganism out of people's lives. It really is. So I did some research before I meditated and invited Marie-Louise into my home, and no doubt I'll have to solve a riddle, but I think she's close, and I think it's going to be good. I really do. Okay, right. Brilliant. What we got going on? I've sort of took my eye off the chat there. I hope everyone found that interesting. Twainer is with us. Hi, Twainer. Really good to see you. Ah, Crystal, we have an extra moderator. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, Twainer is good like that. Twainer appears when Twainer is meant to. Twainer is a bit of a Marie-Louise herself, I think, actually. Hadn't heard of the horse thing before. Well, it's a new one on me, Sharon, but when I started researching it, you might be aware in England, in parts of England, there are great big white horses carved into the landscape that have been there since before the time of Stonehenge, really, really ancient carvings. And much has been lost, you know. A lot of what we know about the horse thing in this day and age is just kind of tales and stories that have been passed on and on for generations, really. And we've lost sight of a load of it. We really have. Now then, here's another one. Sharon, have you had any experiences with elves? Well, I mean, yes, I have, but only in a very, very subtle way. I'm blessed to live in a really ancient place, as you'll have seen in any of my uploaded videos. And if you haven't seen them, check out the videos on my channel, because I nearly always, these days, add in a bit of the local scenery around the house. So yeah, I'm very blessed to live here. It's undisturbed since pagan times, really. The house has been built here, but this house was built for people to look after the land, and that's what it was always used for until I moved in, because the farming people moved to a different place then. So this house is kind of here for what the nature sprites would see as being good reasons. I hope I'm right in saying that. And they are very friendly. And I hear them talking to me. Sometimes I kind of see them gently in the periphery of my vision, but it is very, very subtle, apart from once when I was drifting off to sleep. And a voice said, "Dad," really quite loud into my ear. And I thought my daughter had got up out of bed, actually. But I went and looked, and she was sound asleep. And I know that was what we call an elven voice. Also, I used to make magic wands. With wood and crystal wands, using kind of sacred timbers as much as I could, sacred wood. And several people commented that it felt like there was an elf energy. Coughing tonight. The energy of elves was quite close to the ones that I was making. So, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, but apart from that one time, there are always very, very subtle experiences I have with elves and tree sprites, nature sprites, the fairies. But other people who come here have had quite strong experiences with them. They really have. And then they've gone home and they've found that they've been followed home. And, you know, much goodness is actually to come out of that. As much as anything, it's wonderful to have enough of a nature connection to get anything through at all, actually. Donna Wittereed is here. Hi to you. Thanks for joining us, Donna. I've got a really sore throat tonight, guys. Sorry about this. I just keep on coughing and getting throaty. And here we go. Yeah, Sharon has seen the White Chalk Horse on Ancient Aliens TV show. Yeah, I've seen it on that, actually. And Adrienne told me about that. There's a wonderful thing about Glastonbury on there, which I want to see. And we get Ancient Aliens on a thing called Pluto TV in UK. So I'm just sort of waiting for all these things to come round. But yeah, I've seen that one, Sharon. Yeah, and very ancient tradition, and such an ancient tradition that no one really kind of knows exactly what it's supposed to mean anymore, which is, you know, crazy that we've lost so much. But yeah, the Uffington horse, that's the chap. That's the one, Julie M, and welcome to you, by the way. Thanks for being here. And Marcy Vogt is with us as well. I hope I've said your name right. I probably haven't, but I'm trying. So yeah, I mean, we're blessed with a great deal of this in UK, actually. But the more I think about that, the more I think every country has got its ancient traditions, you know, because people were widespread. It's been said that, okay, America was the new world in the sort of 16th, 17th centuries. But of course, the Native American tradition goes way back beyond that. The Hispanic peoples presumably had a presence in what is now USA going way back. So that energy is there, that ancient energy is there all around the world with all of us, and I've watched documentaries about what the Native Americans believe and what they do, and many YouTube videos actually of Native Americans sharing their wisdom, and it's always super worth looking at. It really is. Yeah, very interesting info, as Jennifer says. Okay, now guys, I might make this a short one tonight because I've got this throat thing is getting a bit, I want to cough all the time and splutter, but here we go. Sharon, I have heard that an elf type energy is inside of crystals. So that makes sense. Yeah, I believe there is, actually. I believe there is. And different kinds of elf energy, different kind of spirit energy, depending on where the crystals came from. For example, I've got my selenite rod here. And this is formed underwater. So this gives you a link to Neptune, something of a link to Lemurian. And of course, Lemurian quartz is the big link to Lemurian, of course. That's what it's all about. But you do get that Lemurian energy sort of rubs off a bit on selenite because it's formed underwater. And for some reason, you're not allowed to cleanse it in water. Well, for the reason that it starts disintegrating, which is a pretty good reason. But yeah, you must. There are some crystals that don't respond well to being cleansed in water. Another one is celestite, and I found that out the hard way. I had a really gorgeous piece of celestite, cleansed it in water, and over the next few months it just dropped to bits. Really, really unfortunate. Really. Hey, my brother-in-law is part Native American and he's really proud of it. I think he should be, actually. I think he should be. But something we should all remember, actually, is that we are all descended from the pagans one way or another, or from those early times. I did a dowsing session once. I've often mentioned this, actually, because it's really important to know about past lives. This guy, Alan, was at the circle I was in, and he brought some dowsing rods, which would cross for when he got the right answer if you asked a question. And so he went to everyone in the circle, and he would say, right, how many lives has this person had? Is it 1, 2, 3? And for everyone in the circle, he got up to about 180. Some had 181, 182, some had 170-ish, but around 180 was the number of past lives. So we are all descended from those ancient times, and we all have links to those ancient times as well. Really important to hang on to that, actually, as we go through life. Yeah, Donna, thanks for sending the healing energy. Actually, I feel it. It's good. Really appreciate it. Sandy G has to get back to work. Oh, life goes on, eh? I will catch your next live. Bye. I look forward to catching my next live, Sandy G, which is on Friday, 12 noon Central USA time, 6 p.m. UK time. Okay. Now then, Erin O'Nugent asks me a question I don't know the answer to, but I'll look it up and I'll make a video about it. It seems a good subject for a video, Erin. So thanks for this. Andy, what is the brotherhood of the wavelength of energy? Possibly something to do with the Great White Brotherhood, actually, I feel. And I'm also thinking, and again, my knowledge is quite shallow about this. I'm going to look it up and make that video. But for example, I know that Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, who isn't a Christian saint, by the way, he was the Count of Saint Germain, an area in France, has incarnated many times and was actually a reincarnation of Merlin, whose energy is very much around in this place, in this area. And when I say my place is unspoiled, Merlin would have actually been, don't know if he was ever actually right here, but he was in this area, so he'd have been really familiar with the way things are. He was certainly a part of the Great White Brotherhood. And Saint Germain is said to be the master of the 9th ray, which is the purple violet healing light, so closely associated with the violet flame of healing and of manifestation. Now, I don't know who the masters of the other rays are, but I'm going to do some research. That's my bit of homework for this week, I think, and I look forward to finding out. So thanks so much for that question, Erin. I appreciate it. There is a very rare intaglio mound of a panther in Wisconsin, 1,000 years old. Well, there you go. See, you know, our cultures are quite young. In fact, you know, when I talk about, you know, in England and in this country of Britain, we have these ancient things. Actually, back in the ancient times, it wasn't called England. It wasn't called Britain. And where I live now in Wales is still a Celtic, recognisably Celtic place. The people look Celtic who are born here. I come from a Celtic settlement in the north of England. It's called Sunderland. It's right up on the northeast coast, nearly to Scotland. And Scotland is Celtic. And I am from sort of Celtic stock, really. My father's side of the family came from Scotland, and my mother's side were all Celts too. And we kind of just got pushed up as the French and the Europeans moved into England, and then it got the name of England. But back in the days of Merlin, this was called Caledonia. And you know, the ancient Welsh kingdoms were known by the same names then as they're known now, pronounced a little bit differently, I guess. But this area of Carmarthen is named after Merlin. There's another place called, what's it called? Carnarvon, which sounds so much like Carmarthen, people get them mixed up, but it's Carnarvon in North Wales, and Merlin was known there as well. So, really loads and loads of ancient energies everywhere you look. And just because the Brits have got a lot of it going on doesn't mean we were, you know, it's not necessarily a British thing. It's an ancient world thing. And that links all of us. That's what joins us all together. And that's what really matters. The connections that we have, you know, the connections that were so important to all our lives, just generally speaking. We all kind of need friends and friendships and that sort of thing, don't we? It's so important. It's crucial to life. But I think I said this in the last video. I say it in a lot of videos because it's a real true thing. It has been said that God came to earth as a crystal ball, a glass sphere, a glass ball, smashed upon the earth, and we are the fragments trying to come together again. So the fact that we have all, whoever we are, anywhere in the world, whatever color we are, whatever, we're all so different. The fact is we do have a common thread, and we're always trying to come closer together. And you know, sadly, we're still very disparate, aren't we? But if we look back, you know, if we go back sort of like 200-300 years, punishments were much more violent. Life was more violent. People weren't as kind. Slowly, very painfully slowly, we are learning to be kinder to each other and to our animal friends. And that has accelerated a lot in the last century. And it's particularly accelerated a lot since 2012, thinking about it. Twaina is with us, and Twaina asks, any spirit guides messages today? Thank you. It's, you know, today is a great day for gratitude. Something else that's in today's 60-second tarot. Do check it out. It's the last video on this channel before this one. And yeah, gratitude is where it's at in terms of activating the astrological energies of today. I drew a card, and it was the Master of Chalices. And so, you know, cups, what we want, really. The chalices in the Syrian Starseed deck that I used for that today. The chalices are the cups. So they represent our longings and desires. And for that to come up on a day when astrology was pointing us all towards gratitude, just makes that link, you know, yet another link. We always need some kind of link to be going on, don't we? Wonderful stuff. Right, Twaina, for you. Oh, okay. Moonology, right? Nothing will come of this situation. So I guess we're looking at something that you're concerned with at the moment. And I don't mean concerned as in worried about it, Twaina. And something that you're maybe feeling that you've got to put a lot of work into at the moment. Nothing will come of it. Okay, so just kind of free your mind. Maybe you want to be free. Maybe you want to sort of unbind yourself from something, you know. Sometimes it's good to cut cords. And I don't mean with your nearest and dearest, not by any means. But sometimes there are people that are kind of just, you know, taking a lot of energy that we don't need to be giving out. Sometimes cords need to be cut with situations as well. Think about that cord cutting there, Twainer, okay? Because it's saying nothing will come of it. And the other card I got for you is this one. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Okay, so what that's saying between the two cards there, Twainer, right, is don't worry about whatever kind of situation is going on right now in the here and now that's taking all your time. Think about your long-term vision. Think about your long-term projects, your goals, what you desire long-term, what you've always wanted. And put the effort into that. Just keep going with that, but just keep going. That is what's come to me from Spirit for you today, Twainer. Thanks very much for your question, and thanks for everything you do on the channel. It is greatly appreciated. It really is. Okay. Hey, would love a card, so we'll do one. Anything that wants to come through. I'm going to do Moonology for you as well, actually. Hey. I think that's what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm sure that's what I'm going to do, because I've got the cards in my hand as we speak. Okay. Right. Ooh. Full moon in Leo. Take a look at that one. Then it says, don't let pride get in your way. And I feel in this case, it's like a pride of lions. I feel like family issues seem to be getting in the way. Okay, I don't think this is your personal pride that's getting in the way. It's not a criticism of you, but it's like, it's like the pride of lions around you. That's what I'm really getting from this card. It's not the textbook meaning of this card, but, I work with spirit guides who point certain things out about cards to me. And, a lot of people around you, particularly at a family level, I feel, are getting in the way of what you really need to do. We're at the core, your core purpose. Actually, a bit like we were talking about to Twainer a second ago. It's your core purpose, the core of your being. That's where your work is needed. And just don't let anything get in the way of that, okay? Meditation will help. Contemplation will help, because I feel like it would be very difficult for you to decide which way to go with all of this. Actually, which situations do you keep working on? Which situations do you break away from? Because there's a lot going on with you, hey. I feel it in my bones. But meditate, think it through in a meditative framework. So sometimes it's good to clear your mind in meditation. Sometimes it's good to meditate for a purpose with a question. There are so many. I'll have to do a 5 ways to meditate video. That's what I shall have to do. Coming soon, probably the weekend on this very channel. Keep it real, keep it twig, brother. I'll be doing it. But try meditating on that question. Hey, okay. What kind of no longer is serving you? What do you need to be doing? What's going to serve you better if you go forward? Okay, right. You've been feeling off balance. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, the way to get balanced really is think of commitments, I suppose, as much as anything. But do that meditation, okay? Just any kind of meditating will actually make you feel more balanced, for sure it is. And also I want to say to you, hey, do something you're good at, right? And I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking at here. Something arty, something crafty. I went through a phase of my life when I was quite deeply depressed, and then I would play the piano. And it was because at the time I was able to play the piano to quite a high level, and most of the people around me who were criticizing me couldn't play an instrument, and it just used to make me feel on top, and it used to bring me back into balance. Something like that, hey. I'm not trying to tell you to play a piano, but, something you're good at. Do something you're good at, something where you're not going to kind of feel like you're being pulled down by other people's considerations, because that is upliftment for you, and upliftment is what's really needed there. Okay, that'll get you back in balance. That'll get things working for you. Okay. Something going on about an underwater panther here. I enjoy. Sometimes I read back over these when they when the video's been uploaded, because I kind of miss it when it's in the chat, because I'm doing readings as we go. This is most interesting. It really is. Yeah. Most interesting. Melanie is here. Hi. Good to see you live, Andy. Good to see you in chat, Melanie. Great stuff. Out enjoying a pint of raspberry ale at the mo. Bottoms up to you all. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. It's dark here. Well, it's not quite dark because it's so close to the solstice. But as the solstice has passed, it's getting darker like a few minutes earlier. You'd hardly notice it. But UK time, it's just after 10 p.m. And it's kind of getting that way. It's getting towards dark. So there we go. Let's keep on keeping on anyway. As I say, guys, I might cut this one a bit short tonight. Actually, just got a feeling, just try and feel the energy as I go along. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting at the moment. But if anyone seriously wants a card or a message, type something in there now, guys, and I'll come to you. Okay? And as Twainer says, please show Andy some love with a cup of coffee at coffee.com/twig or paypal.me/twig brother. Those things are scrolling across the bottom of your screen at the moment, and they're also down there in the description. What I forgot to put in the description is my email address, just going off the screen now, 35and83@gmail.com. That is 35and83@gmail.com if you'd like a personal reading, or if you'd just like to get in touch. It's always great to get emails from people, get things going back and forth. Your email might not arrive until it's a few days late, because as I was saying, my internet connection is wacky like that, but it'll arrive sooner or later. They always do. Okay, now then, Julie Short, thanks for your question. I shall come to you. I saw another one. Here we go. Mrs. Tyler J. Barnes. Hello. Right. Tyler's birthday. Does he have a message for me? Let us check that one out. Okay. Tyler, do you have a message? Do you have a message for your missus? He has, but I've got the wrong deck. Okay. Keepers of the Light. Here we go. Yeah, Sherry, I will pull you a card too, for sure. That's what I'm here for. That is what it's all about. But right now, Mrs. Tyler J. Okay. Does he have a message for me? Now then, I've got my pendulums in front of me, right? But I've seen a pendulum in my mind's eye while I'm shuffling the cards here. And I feel, right, that something's moved around somewhere in your house, in your building, wherever you live. Something has moved around, and it's been moved by some kind of spiritual force. And he wants you to know that that's some kind of energy, that's not exactly coming from him, but it's spiritual energy. There's a lot of spiritual energy in your house, and it's capable of low-level psychokinesis. I don't mean chairs flying across the room. I just mean like losing things and then finding them in a different place, the last place you expect. That is going on. And it's going on because you've got actually quite a strong spiritual character yourself and a certain amount of psychic ability. Card I've pulled, this has got to be a message of love. I'm sure of it. And you see it says Soul Flame, and it's rather... So that soul connection is still there. It's still strong. It says, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. Okay. And what I really feel is that this is actually the original relationship between you guys is still every bit as strong as it ever was. That's what this card is really telling you. Because when people go across the rainbow bridge into the spirit world, and this applies to animals as well, but most certainly in your case and Tyler's case, being across the rainbow bridge, it cuts off the physical contact, It cuts off the physical connection, the physical contact. You haven't got this anymore. But they're as close to you as ever, because when you think it's all based on love, love needs no food, love needs no money, love doesn't need a house to live in. Love is always there. Love is always for real. And so that love goes on. That love goes on. So Soul Flame, you're still his soul flame, very obviously. Seemed a nice message, that. That seemed a real nice message. Don't forget to hydrate. Very good point, Twainer. And I think that's kind of good advice for everyone. So I'm going to do that now. This is my healing mug, by the way. I don't often have on camera. It's like purple with flowers. I really like it. But if anyone else has forgotten to hydrate, Hydrate. It's where it's at. Makes all the difference. Keeps the flow of abundance going. Belle DB is here. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Arlene is with us here as well. This is good. Now then, Sherry asks me, yes, please, pull a card for my health. Okay, that is what I shall do. Right then. This time, we are going to go with Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell for a card for your health. Okay, Sherry. This deck's usually spiritual development, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this one. What have we got? The Great Gathering. Here we go. I'll hold it up so you can see the writing there. It says it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. Okay, so Soul Tribe, certainly that involves spirit beings. So you've got the angels, you've got all that spiritual help from the spirit world gathered close around you. Young male energy quite close to you as well at this time. Actually, always quite close to you, but making himself known at this time. Oh, what's that? Oh, dear. Sorry, just checking something on my phone there. Come on. Okay. Come on, this phone is being absolutely useless. Right. L. Kim King, thank you very much for that donation. I don't see them on this screen, but I see them going up. Someone has very kindly sent me a nice donation into PayPal, so thank you so much, Kim. Kim might be your surname, mightn't it? Sorry, Korean, but you know who you are, my friend, and thank you very much. But yeah, Sherry, the Great Gathering, okay? There's a gathering in the spirit realms to help you, okay? Angels and spirit people from your own family coming around you to help you with your health. But it's also saying it's all coming together, just as they're coming together. Your health is coming together. Improvements are coming. And I get the feeling you wouldn't really expect any improvements with your health, but they are coming. Okay, so have faith, visualize, believe. It is coming right. Things are definitely improving. Intuitive hits. So, what's your intuition telling you at this time about that as well, Cherry? That is something worth thinking about too. Hey, Puss. Can you hear my cat meowing down here? Come and say hello, baby. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Can you come up and say hello? Everyone loves to see my cats. I love to see you, Tinks. Come on. Come on. Oh, I can't catch her. She keeps running away. If I leave her, she might jump up on my lap in a minute. You never know. You just never know. Hey, says, excuse me, being here and watching things on spirituality is what I feel brings me a little bit of balance and happiness. What I'm good at? Sure, I will have to think about it. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not always clear, is it, exactly where the whole thing's going? But yeah, that's being here on YouTube and just being here on the internet as a spiritual kind of person and thinking about spiritual matters, focusing on spiritual matters means such a lot to me, and it brings a lot of happiness into my life, and certainly that sense of balance too, which is a wonderful thing to have. Yeah. Okay. Now then, I bet I've missed questions there, probably, knowing me. Gigi Beacon here, Tinkerbell, yeah, Tinkerbell is here. She's not jumping up at the moment. Everyone's saying kitty, kitty, kitty. If I ignore her, she might jump up. That's what might happen in the end. Donna, a message about your upcoming surgery and or health. Okay. Tarot for this one for some reason. Wonder why it's tarot. We will find out any second now. I'll have a shuffle and we will find out any second now. Let's see what we've got. Okay, Page of Cups. First one out for you, right? Got to make the best of the situation. Now, you are the sort of person who can think positively enough to make the best out of this situation. And certainly the advice here is keep thinking positive. Okay, because things can improve more than you might think they could, actually. What we've got here is Alice looking at the fish in the cup. She doesn't know what the hell the fish is or what it's there for or why it's in the cup. But she's a kind of glass half full type of lady is Alice, and so whatever's in the cup, she's going to make the best of it. Okay, so maybe a difficult time for you at the moment, but keep thinking, make the best of it. Something good can come out of this. Okay, things can improve, and I feel things actually will improve as you're going along there. Do another card on that one as well. 6 of Cups. Okay, when you look back at the past, you know, past experience around your health problem and whatever it is that's actually caused you to need the surgery in the first place, you know, things might have gone wrong in the past. That might be a whole real bum situation thing, but just because it's been bad doesn't mean it can't go good. Okay, Donna, I'm sure we're all sending you healing, and I'm sure we're all wishing you the best with that, actually. And I certainly send some healing thoughts out as I sit here at the moment. Okay, now then, Julie M. Andy, is affinity for spirit based on race or on birthplace? Does a white person have a tie to the land spirits where she is born? Yeah, I'm sure we actually do. You know, we're all born where we're born for a reason, and that reason has to do with the Gaia energy, the earth energy of where we are, as much as it has to do with any other influence. And it can go in different directions. Excuse me. For example, the Jewish faith, they don't seek converts, you know, they don't go around telling Christians they've got to become Jewish and things like that, because it's something you're born into, you know. And so if that's meant to be your faith, that is what you will be born into. So that's a very important link. And if you're born outside of that faith, you're not meant to be in that faith. Or maybe you'll have a past life or a future life in that faith, if that's going to be part of your soul level experience. So in the eternal sense, I think we've all got a link to absolutely everything. But affinity for spirit, I don't know. I'm sure it crosses all racial boundaries, every kind of boundary there is, actually, because it's such an unlimited thing. Very, very much an unlimited thing. But I think depending on where you're born, I think depending on where you come from, you will actually have slightly different affinities. For example, I relate a lot of stuff back to Christianity. I was born in the north of England, right next to a Christian church, you know, right. Actually, the house I was born in was built in the churchyard. They sold off, oh, excuse me, they sold off a bit of the churchyard to build houses on, and that's where I was born. So that gives me a link to that Christian side of things. And even though I've long moved on from that Christian belief, you know, it still informs some of what I do. I've got a crucifix hanging on the wall in here. I've got a Jesus candle burning as we speak. But yeah, as Mrs. Tyler J says, no such thing as race. Essentially, yeah. And, you know, cultural appropriation is a hot topic amongst Americans with anything indigenous or otherwise non-white. I know what you mean, but these are boundaries that we set up on our own worth. I believe that spirit actually, you know, see through all those things, you know. I really, really do. I mean, I do readings for people all over the world, and I'm very often, like many times a week, Skype will go on and I'll be talking to someone I've never met before in a far-flung part of the world. And they've all got spirit guides who can talk, you know. And if I'm a medium for one person, I can be a medium for another person. Doesn't make any difference at all with spirit. It really doesn't. I once had a... Oh, hi, Steve, by the way. Nice to see you. Because I'm involved in tarot, and essentially, in a way, it could be called fortune telling. I got into a conversation once with a Romany fortune teller, what you might call a gypsy, which has become a term of abuse, actually. So I won't say that, but you know, with a Romany fortune teller, and there was we chatted quite a bit, but there were certain things she wouldn't tell me because, as she said, we only work with our own. In other words, I am what she would call a gorger. She didn't call me that to my face, but gorgers are what they call us, basically. That's kind of how it hangs together. Let me just check it out. Oh, thank you, Donna. Another payment come through. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And also from Marlene. I really appreciate this, guys. Thanks very much. It's wonderful. I much appreciate and very uplifting for me to know that I mean this to you. It really does. But, you know, there's another thing, you know, donations come in from all different cultures, all different kinds of people. Doesn't really matter, you know, we're all kind of supporting one another. There's a big issue here, you know. Earlier on when I was talking about Mary Louise, the spirit of the grey horse, English people tend to think that Welsh people, but look who I've got. Hey, 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 it's Kitty, Kitty, Kitty. Tinky, winky, winky. What's up, baby? You okay? Oh, yeah. A lot of English people think, and I thought for a long time, that the Welsh people buried these horses in their houses to try and keep away some kind of evil horse spirit. But what I've actually found out is that's just a translation thing, because the legend translates that she will try and trick you to get into your house. And the point is, you want her in your house, but the way to get her in is she'll try and trick you. And if you solve the trick, if you solve the riddle, then she'll come in. So she's actually a very, very positive influence. But I just didn't know that because I don't speak Welsh. And that isn't anybody holding anything back from me. It's just you wouldn't understand what that story means unless you can actually speak Welsh. So, you know, there you go. There are boundaries for that reason, you know, I'm sure. And I'm sure that, you know, whatever was going on in between lives before I came into this world, the spirit around me, the angels around me would have certainly known that I was going to be born in England and move to Wales. So it's all as it should be. It's all as it's meant to be, you know. Mrs. Tyler J says, the Chinese do not teach Tai Chi secrets outside of the family. Fair point. I had to drag it out of them. Yeah. Okay. But why not, you know? Again, these are things that come up between people. Sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's cultural. Can't be helped one way or the other, you know. But it'll, you know, all happens one way or another. I'm going to show you Maya Louise again as well, just for anyone who wasn't watching earlier. This is Maya Louise. Here she is. She's the horse spirit of the ancient Welsh culture. Yeah, she's a horse spirit, and she kind of tries to get into your house, which is great if she can get in, actually. She tries to come into your house and bring various blessings. She'll keep evil spirits away. And she's at her most popular between Christmas and 12th night, which is like just after New Year. Okay, great to see the cat. Yeah, she's always welcome in my life and always welcome in my videos. I've got two cats. Not seeing much of Marcy at the moment. She was fast asleep downstairs last time I saw her, and she only comes in for a long sleep and then she eats and she goes out again because it's midsummer and because like it's a great time for a cat to be outdoors. But Tinky comes running in for her food every morning and she rolls around on the floor wanting to be stroked, as she does now actually, and like biting my hand and scratching me and stuff. And ouch. She's really got hold of my hand now. But she comes in every day for a fuss and she hangs around the house a lot as well as going out mousing. So interesting, but always great to see Tinkerbell. Always. Jennifer Russell, hi to you. Thank you very much for your question, my friend. I'm feeling nervous about a large purchase I was planning. Should I rethink it or just delay it? Sounds like a tarot one for me. It really does. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot and see what comes. Right. 7 of Pentacles. More stuff needs to happen, okay? I feel more work is needed on this decision, right? Large purchase you're planning. Give it some more planning. Give it some more thinking, okay? There are certain aspects of this that you haven't looked into yet. It's not so much rethink it, Jennifer. It's more like keep thinking about it. Think some more about it. Let's do a second card on that. 8 of Wands. Right, progress is going fast. Things are changing. and this will have some effect on this purchase that you're talking about. Things are changing in a way that you have no control over, okay? It's the Eight of Wands. It means fast progress. And in this deck, which is the Tarot in Wonderland deck, they express this through showing you decks of playing cards. If you can see the front of the card, it's game on, and there's something you can do about it, or it's something you know about. If, as in this case, you can only see the backs of the cards, there's nothing you can do about it, but it's happening anyway. Okay, so keep thinking about it. Let's do a third card on that. Yeah, hey, it's the Hermit. It's the Hermit. So you really got to keep thinking about it. Okay, no one's saying there's nothing to indicate that it's a wrong purchase or a wrong decision, but think some more about it. Okay, I think you're going to be in a situation where you could do with some more money in the fairly near future. You might need that money for something else, so keep on thinking about it. Tell you what, let's get a yes or no from the pendulum. Should you make this purchase or not? Is this a yes or no to this purchase? It's wavering. Starting to move very slowly, which always shows that more time is needed, but it's building up to a bigger circle, building up to a much bigger circle, and it's a circle for yes. So it looks pretty good. I think you will make that purchase, and I think it will be good, but give it some more time, Jennifer. That would seem to be the wisdom of the pendulum, and it's certainly the wisdom of the cards. It's not my wisdom. I'm not wise. I just, lucky to tune into these energies that are so ancient and so wise. Yeah, Jennifer, you're very, very welcome. Okay. Let me just scroll a bit. Yeah, she pawed at my hand. Yeah. And what she does when I give her my hand, she grabs it with both hands and digs her claws in and starts biting my hand. I've got to sort of make her go, I've got to go, shh, shh, and with my other hand. And then she stops being quite so manic then. I think she'd like some food, but the bowl's full of food. Your food's there. You don't want to go and get your food. She's got a bowl full of food and a bowl full of fresh water. I just changed the water before I came on. But yeah, as Holly says, the cats decided it was time. They are the boss. Most certainly they are. And she is lovely, isn't she, Sherry, as well? Yeah, very lovely. Okay, Miss Kathy asks, how will my photography sale if I put in a few shops? Will I make enough profit to make it worthwhile? Right, what I'm feeling, I'll do you a card on that one. Okay, I'll definitely do you a card on that. But what I'm feeling is it'll be worthwhile in the sense that you'll cover your costs and it'll sort of pay for you to keep going, because you've got a lot more to give as an artist. Okay, so you need to keep going. It'll also get your name out there. Sounds to me like they're saying something else instead of money, to be quite honest. But we'll do a card. We'll do a card and we'll see what the wisdom of the cards has to offer. Kernos, life force. Your art is your life force. There it is in the cards. Okay, it says express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Woohoo! Does that not sound like fun? Okay, I don't know about the sensual, I don't know about the sexual bit, but art is very sensual. It's about communicating your senses, okay? And that is your life force. So the answer is yes, do it, Kathy, do it, okay? It's going to be worthwhile, most definitely. Don't know about financial reward, but you'll make enough to cover your costs, okay? And that's the important thing to do. I used to sell candles just to cover my costs a lot of the time, because every now and again, someone would commission an amazing candle and then I would make loads of money from it, which was wonderful, and that's all I really wanted to do, is keep making candles. Another video coming up about why you should make your own candles, actually. I think that'd be a good one. I've been thinking about doing that for a while, because I'm sure many of you are aware of candle magic and different coloured candles. In fact, someone made a comment about lighting a yellow candle on the solstice the other day, which is very wise. And there are different colour candles for different days of the week as well. Can't remember what they are at the moment. But it's a very big part of the magic if you can make your own candles. It's quite an expensive thing to do at the moment. It costs about the same price to make your own candles as it does to buy them. Sometimes you can buy them cheaper. In fact, when I make candles, I go to a big grocery superstore in town called Tesco's, and they sell big candles for £3 British, which would be $4.20 for quite a big candle. And I melt it down. It would cost me about £6. Yeah, twice as much. £6, $8.40 to buy the wax to make that same candle. But so that's a good way to get wax. But making your own candles is seriously where it's at. Really important. Okay. Let's take a look at that. That sounds interesting. Stop by our friend Scott Allen's Spiritual Lessons for Mystery Theatre Live after this show. This sounds good. I might look that up, Adrienne. Sounds really interesting. Go for it. Also, guys, Celtic Tarot Sheila was with us a little earlier. Maybe she's still listening. You never know. If you're a friend of mine but you haven't met Celtic Tarot Sheila yet, look out for that channel. She is great fun. She's interesting, really. Also, Danny Bathrobe Tarot, Danny Shea, Bathrobe Tarot. He is great. Ronan Conditional Love Tarot, hoping to do a collaboration with him soon. And also looking at doing a collaboration with Inquisitive Tarot Sheila, or Sheila Inquisitive Tarot. So 2 Sheilas in the mix here, most certainly. But I'm looking forward to do some collaborations there. Julie M asks, what are those candles called that used to tell the time by how long they burned? Can't remember, but I know what you mean. Yeah, I think the Romans used them. In fact, there's a kind of firework called a Roman candle that burns down in stages like that. Yeah, interesting though. Marcia says, Andy, you would love Mystery Theatre. I may very well look into that then. It sounds really interesting. It really does. Go listen to Sheila and Danny. Great, really good things really good people to listen to. Gail K buys 3-wick soy candles at Aldi's for $4, and they're great. That's interesting. We've got an Aldi's in UK actually. There are 2. There's one about 15 miles away, and there's one about 18 miles away. And I go to one of those towns every week for my shopping, so I might look for one actually. Because soya wax is well expensive at the moment, and it was really hard to get because of the shortages during the lockdown phase that we've just been through. It was really hard stuff to get hold of. It really was. Holly DeShane, my daughters have been making candles since they were little. Great stuff. Beverly Spencer would love to make my own candles. My second daughter makes her own candles. Yeah, it's easier than you think. The only thing that would put me off is the mess. I've absolutely wrecked a couple of carpets, and going back a few years now. But when I first began making candles, I was sure that if I just carefully kept the wax on the table, away from the edges of the table, and was careful, I was sure it would be all right. But somehow little bits of wax always get stuck to you and land on the carpet. And then when you walk over them, it splatters into the carpet and you can never get it out, sadly. So now I use my kitchen table, and I've got a special sort of vinyl covering that I put on just for candle making. And when I roll it up, all the wax chips off and falls out. So I have to do that really carefully. But it kills any pan you use. It kills your carpet. Anything you use for making candles ends up absolutely knackered. Even the candle making molds get really bad on the outside. But it's really good manifestational trick to make your own candles. Adrienne makes them. Have a few on my Etsy store in vintage glass. Really nice idea. Beverly has to go now. Her phone is low. Oh, well, Beverly, have a great week yourself too. Thanks so much for that. Good night to you. And I'll be here again Friday, 12 noon Central USA time, 6 p.m. here in UK. We are coming to the end of tonight's show. And I must admit, guys, I felt my energy's a bit low in this show. Don't know why that is. But I've had a super busy day, actually, and I've been spending a lot of time with my daughter, which is wonderful. So I'm haven't really been totally focused, I must admit. But let's do one last card from the Ascended Masters for absolutely everyone who's watching. Ties in with what Adrienne said earlier, or was it Twain? Drink more water, ocean. There she is. Drink more water. That's what you got to do. because water is strongly associated with the ancient Celtic energies in a very big way, actually. It also symbolizes that conveyor belt of energy where we say kind of one door closes, another door opens. And sometimes you've got to use you've got to use up the abundance as you're going along in life in order to draw in more abundance behind you. The flow of water symbolizes the flow of abundance. I must be right because I'm hiccuping. So that's not altogether uncool. Anyway, oh, Gutsy Guru, great to see you, by the way, isn't it? We'll do a collaboration with you as well, Gutsy. I'm looking forward to that. I will email you very soon, okay? The internet seems to be working well enough, so we will do that. I'm super looking forward to that. But great to have you with us, Gutsy Guru. And there is a channel worth checking out, friends. The Gutsy Guru herself does actually have a channel and a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of ability, so check it out. But check her out here soon as well. I hope we'll be on together live very, very soon. But in the meantime, thank you absolutely, everyone. Could not tell. Well, that's nice of you to say, Sharon. Thanks. Could not tell you had low energies at all. Well, that's very kind of you to say so. Thanks. I just felt it in my heart. But if you've got any friends who are mediums, or if you're mediums yourself, you'll be familiar with this. I used to know a medium who worked with a guy called Colin Fry, who's a very famous medium in Britain. I believe he toured USA. I believe he's been on international TV. Sadly, he's passed away now, but he's a fantastic medium. And he works in the spiritualist churches around London. And I've got a friend who's a medium who worked with him. And he actually chose this guy to work with him. He was that good. He was a brilliant medium. He could go for about 3 hours just getting it right all the time. Never was in any doubt, never got anything wrong. And then one day he messaged me on Facebook Messenger and said, oh, I'm just the worst medium. I'm rubbish. I must be a fake. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, this lady asked a question and I got it wrong. It happens sometimes. It really, really happens sometimes. But, everyone else watching him thought he was a brilliant medium and he'd got one little thing wrong. He thought he'd totally blown it. So maybe my energies are higher than I think they are. But here we go. Look, here's something to do. Right. As we mentioned with Cat Mama's cat, Nino, earlier on, okay, please send good vibes for Nino to come home and safely. So I hope he makes a safe return. I'm sure we'll all pray for that, actually. And he and you will be in our prayers, Cat Mama. Best of luck with that. Best of luck, everyone. Let's do a quick card for everyone who's watching. I was going to do that a second ago. Oh, yeah, I did. It was Ocean. Let's do another one because I'm drawn to do another one. Okay. Right, Queen of Wands. Okay, the energy is there to make things happen. That's what it's all about. Red and black flag there. Anarchy in matters of love. Okay, so think outside the box in terms of love. And that particularly applies to anyone you've lost to the spirit realms. Remember, you haven't lost them. Their love goes on. Their life goes on into eternity. And you will, absolutely will, see them again. That would seem like total anarchy to talk like that to many people in this world. But as spiritual people, we have the joy, we have the wonderful ability to actually know and get that reassurance that they all are out there watching out for us day, night and day. There's no night and day in the spirit world. They're here all the time. They're always with us. They're only a thought away, our spirit guides. So send out your thoughts to your spirit guides. Ask your angels for help. Meditate. Be good to each other. Take care of each other. I'll see you again, I hope, on Friday. Please do join us, 12 noon Central USA time, 6 p.m. here in the UK. Oh, hi, Valerie Hyde. Don't think we've met before. Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Sadly, we're just coming to the end. Tiba Ross wants a card. Okay. Let's do a card for Tiba Ross. Just dropped one on the floor. It must be that one. Okay. 8 of Swords. Tiba Ross. Hope I said your name right. 8 of Swords. Let's put it on the screen as well. I've dropped my mouse. Dropping everything now. Where is Tiba? Where is Tiba? Okay. Card for you, Tiba. And yeah, 8 of Wands. Okay, situation you're in at the present time, right? You could either wait for someone to rescue you, or to move the situation on for you, or you could decide to move the situation on yourself. Now, if you wait for someone, that is definitely a choice, but there is no guarantee at all that that person, that energy will come along to free you from the situation that you're in at present. Much better to be proactive, to do something for yourself. You can see Alice is all tied up to one of the swords here, but she could easily wriggle free of that. Just got to lift herself up a bit, pull the sword out of the ground, and then all the bandages would fly off and she'd be okay. So it's your choice, T, but it's your choice. But the general energy of that one is going to be, think about what you could do. Don't just jump up and sort of suddenly take action, but work towards taking action in the very near future to free yourself from that situation. Okay. Valerie Hyde says, watched you with Celtic Tarot. Sheila, first time catching you live. I've subscribed. Thank you very much, Valerie. And guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, take a leaf out of Valerie's book and please do subscribe. It's wonderful stuff. I was on 2010 before the show, so I guess now I'm on at least 2011. As Gail K says, if anyone forgot, hit the thumbs up for the Andy Man. Many blessings to absolutely everyone. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you again Friday, 12 noon Central USA, 6 p.m. UK time. Be good to each other. Love, light, blessings, and click the button. Peace.